Hello, my name is Taylor Ross. I'm an Aximmetry ambassador and the owner of Frustum Virtual in Los Angeles, California. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to set up your custom Unreal Engine project for LED In Camera VFX using Aximmetry DE Composer. The first thing we need to do is open Unreal Editor for Aximmetry. The first thing that we will see is the Unreal Project Browser. This is where you'll be able to see all of the different projects that you've created in the Unreal Engine from Epic Games. I've already created a project in Unreal Engine from Epic Games for this tutorial. The project that I created in Unreal Editor from Epic Games is called Aximmetry LED 01. So I'll just navigate to that and select Open in the bottom right-hand corner. If the project wasn't created in Unreal Editor for Aximmetry, you will see this pop-up. This pop-up is telling me that the project was created in a different version of Unreal Engine. In order to make sure that I'm not doing anything destructive to the original project file, I will select Open a Copy. Unreal Editor for Aximmetry will now create a copy of this project. I'm just going to fast forward through this process for this tutorial. Once my project opens, you will see that the user interface looks a little bit different than the native Unreal Engine user interface. I have my content browser docked at the bottom. This is the same as the content drawer. In order to get your user interface to look like mine, you can navigate to Window, Load Layout, UE4 Classic Layout. This will put the content browser at the bottom and place actors on the left. Now that our user interface is set up, we're going to need to set up some project settings. Navigate to Edit in the upper left-hand corner and then select Project Settings. In the search bar at the top of our project settings, we're going to search for Stencil. Use this dropdown and select Enabled with Stencil. Now back in the search bar, we'll search for Planar. Make sure that Support Global Clip Plane for Planar Reflections is turned on. Now on the left-hand side, navigate to Maps and Modes. We need to create a custom game mode so that our default pawn class is set to None. Currently, my default pawn class is set to Default Pawn. To create a custom game mode, we're going to select this plus sign next to Default Game Mode. We need to give this custom game mode a name. At the bottom, I'm going to change the name to Aximmetry Mode, and then select Save. Now we can change the default pawn class to None. Now we need to make sure that our editor startup map and game default map are both set to the map that we're currently working on. My map is called Decagon Gym Day. So in my editor startup map and my game default map, I just want to make sure that they're both set to Decagon Gym Day. On the left-hand side, I'll navigate to Packaging, find Advanced, and drop it down. We're going to look for List of Maps to include in Package Build. Use this plus sign to create a new array. This will create a new array, Index 0. We'll use these three dots to navigate to the location of this map. By default, this will be in Documents, Unreal Projects. Find the copy of the project that was created at the beginning of this tutorial. Mine is called Aximmetry LED 01 with a 5.3 at the end. The 5.3 is the copy of the project that was created at the beginning of this tutorial. So I'll just open this folder, go to Content, Decagon Gym, Maps. Now I'll find the Decagon Gym Day map, the UMap. We want this to populate the index 0, so I'll go ahead and select Open. By setting this, we're just saving on the cook time, so basically it will only cook this map. If you have a large project with a lot of assets and maps, it will take a long time to cook. This will just save on that cooking time. The last thing I want to do is navigate to my engine settings and find Input, find Default Touch Interface. Go ahead and select this dropdown and select Clear. Also, Show Console on 4-finger tap. We're going to go ahead and turn this off. This just makes sure that the default touch interface isn't overlaid on our final pixel image. I can now close my project settings. Now back at the top, find Aximmetry, Add Camera. We're going to be adding the LED camera tracked 1 through 4 walls. There are 3 LED wall cameras available in the Aximmetry tab. LED wall plus AR camera will allow you to add AR elements to your scene in front of your LED wall. LED wall camera tracked 1 through 9 would be used if you're planning on splitting your LED volume into 9 different sections. For this tutorial, I'm just going to select LED wall camera tracked 1 through 4. The process will be the same between these LED wall cameras. It's just a little bit easier to manage this LED wall tracked cam 1 through 4 because it only adds 3 cameras instead of 8, and it only adds 4 walls instead of 9. If you plan on using more than 4 walls, go ahead and select the LED wall camera tracked 1 through 9. For this tutorial, I'm just going to select LED wall camera tracked 1 through 4 walls. This will add my Aximmetry camera to the 0 point of my Unreal Engine world. Be sure to take note of where this camera is placed because this is where you will start in Aximmetry DE Composer. Now in my outliner, I'm going to search for Player Start. The Player Start will render as a sphere in Aximmetry DE Composer. To avoid seeing this sphere, you can move the player start out of the view of what the camera will see. Most of the time I just delete the player start. So with player start selected, I will go ahead and delete it. Now that all of our project settings are set up and our player start has been removed, I'm just going to reselect my Aximmetry camera. As I mentioned before, it's important to take note of the position that this camera starts in because this is where you will start in Aximmetry DE Composer. If you move this camera in the Unreal world, it will not update in Aximmetry DE Composer. You will always start at world 0. Once we open this project in Aximmetry DE Composer, we will have the ability to move using the scene properties. This project is great for Aximmetry DE because it was built from world 0, but 90% of the projects that you will get from the Unreal Engine Marketplace, the world 0 point is far from where you actually want to film. So just make sure that you're taking note of where your camera starts because you will have to update your scene position in Aximmetry DE Composer. I will go through this entire process in the next tutorial where I show you how to set this scene up in Aximmetry DE Composer. But just remember that the world 0 point is where you will start when you open this project in Aximmetry DE Composer. Now that I've covered all of the project settings and how this project will open in Aximmetry DE Composer, we can navigate to the Aximmetry tab at the top and select Cook Content for Aximmetry DE. Once the cooking process starts, you will see this Cooking Content for Windows in the lower right-hand corner. You can select Show Output Log, or you can navigate to Window, Output Log. It's the same thing. The output log will show us the cooking data as it completes. As I mentioned before, it can take a really long time if your project has a ton of assets and levels in it. The first time that you cook any project, it will take a long time, but every cook after that will be a lot faster. So if you need to come back to your Unreal Engine project and make any changes, just know that the second cook will be a lot faster than this first cook. For me, the cooking process of this project took about 20 minutes, so I'm just going to fast forward through this process. Once the cooking process of this Unreal Engine project completes, you will see a Build Successful Cooking Complete at the bottom of your output log. If there are any errors during this cooking process, you will get a Build Failed message at the bottom of your output log. You will also be able to see the error messages in red in the output log. You'll just have to go through your output log and find the errors and then address them. Once you get the message Build Successful Cooking Complete, you will just need to make sure that you save your project. You can save it using the Save in the upper left-hand corner. There's also a Save All in the bottom right-hand corner. Once your project is saved, you can just close the Unreal Editor for Aximmetry. In the next tutorial, I will show you how to set this up and open it in Aximmetry DE Composer. Hopefully this video was helpful in showing you how to set up your custom Unreal Engine project for LED In Camera VFX using Aximmetry DE Composer. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and thanks for watching.